All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. So tonight I am craving codfish. That's just how I am. If I see it and it's something that I haven't had in a while, I miss Long John Silver's, I miss green turtle, I miss what is the other one that I love so much? Bonefish grill. And in the previous video, you guys saw that I mentioned it and Gary wanted it, so I gave him the beer battered ones and fried it up my way. So today I am ready to go back and redo what I did before. Now, I had made these cod before, but of course I couldn't do it the normal way that you do it. I wanted to do it, I had to do it the keto version. The mistake that I made is I used coconut flour instead of almond flour, and I air fried it, and it was a complete disaster. I hated it. I did not like the way that it tasted. And so this time I'm going to use almond flour, and we're going to make tartar sauce, and we're going to make this a phenomenal keto style fish with without the guilt. So I know what ingredients I need, and we've got everything together over there. We've got my lemon lime juice, my heavy whipping cream, my keto mayo. We've got some organic bread and butter chips. I was going to make homemade relish. I really started to. But here's the thing. Why did I not do it? Because I got to buy red peppers. I got to buy my jalapeno peppers. And then I got to use kosher without the sugar in it. And I just said, you know what? Forget it. Since Gary loves Mount Olive organic bread and butter, he eats these things like crazy. What I'll do is I'll take a few pickles out of here and minimize the sugar. How much sugar is in it anyway? Because they're soaking in this juice. 7 sugars. So I'm going to be very careful with this. And we're going to make that. Let me see. Where's the jalapenos? Because I got it. I see a little bit of red, but not enough. So it's fine. I don't care. I don't know about you guys, but I like red peppers. I like the jalapenos. I like the red ones. And Woodstock Organic has the red stuff in it. It has the red peppers. It has the jalapenos. And it's such a great taste. But sometimes I notice that if I try to recreate a recipe, it still doesn't taste the same, you know? So that's why I didn't buy any red peppers. I didn't buy any jalapenos. I just did that. But I got a very good feeling I might be disappointed with it. But either way, we're only going to use like a few pickles, and I'm going to pat it dry to dry out some of the sugar. But these are the cods that I found. They're not very big, which is fine. So we got 2 bags of this. They were like $7.99 a bag. So I got 2 bags. I'm going to cut them open and prep them because they're frozen, and I don't want them to be frozen. I kind of want them to thaw out a little bit. So this video is going to take a long time, but you won't know it because I will pause it. But right now we're going to make the relish because I want the tartar sauce to be chilled. So by the time this fish is ready, we'll be good to go. So we're going to open this up, and I'm going to put this in here with the mayo and this, and we're going to make homemade tartar sauce. So hold on. right, I'm gonna stick my finger in and I'm gonna taste it. Perfect. Oh yeah, that tastes like good tartar sauce. I just wish it was a little sweeter. We're gonna add a couple more of his pickles and use this cloth that I brought out. And yeah, this is a clean cloth that I'm using strictly for this. I don't want to use a paper towel. All right, I'm gonna put that in there. Put a few more in, and we'll get this juice where the sugar really lays in, and dab it. And we're gonna just do that again. All right, and we'll try this again. Okay, let's see. Perfect. There's something missing. Y'all, I can't put my finger on it. There's something missing. I'm going to use salt. And I'm going to use pepper. Hold on. Alright, let's try a little bit of this and a little bit of this. And then that should make it perfect. And we'll move on to the batter. Okay, y'all. So this is what I did. I put the last of the heavy whipping cream in this little bowl. And I'm just going to let that sit for a minute and wipe that up. All right. So I'm going to sit this to the side, right? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to season my fish and let it, and then put it in the, dip it in this cod. I'm going to let it dip, right? I'm going to dip it and let it soak in the cod and just leave it in there for like 10 minutes. And we're going to do this in pieces. Why? Because if one batch doesn't turn out good, there's still more fish left. So let's season this fish first. Okay, so I can smell the cod. So it's thawed out. I didn't boil it in water because it was individually packaged because I didn't want to boil it in that package plastic, even though it seemed like the better plastic. But we're getting it to the point where it's thawing pretty good, where it can absorb better the seasoning. All right, now let me get that over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to season it with this, the garlic and the butter, garlic and the pepper, and I'm going to use salt. Let me see here. I think I'm going to use onion powder. Nope, I don't have any more onion powder. Okay, so I'm just going to do it with these two. And when I fry it, it's going to be in butter and coconut oil. And I'm thinking about putting a little bit of lemon juice in this buttermilk. So let's do that. All right. We're going to let me shake it up. And we're just going to put a little sprinkle of lemon juice. Not much, just a little bit. Because that's what gives it that, I don't know. That's what just gives it that, I can't explain it, that kick. So I'm just going to use the back of the spoon. Stir that in real good. Yeah. Yeah, that tastes good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and I'm going to put this on, and then I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So this plate is done. I was thinking about spraying some of this on here, but I should have did that first. But we're going to do it. I'm going to do it right now because I love that taste of olive oil. So we're just going to put it in there. All right, so let's leave that there. So, okay, so I washed out my cloths. And I can't, okay, here's this. All right, so we washed out our cloths. Everything's clean. And now we got this soaking in the buttermilk. I'm going to let it soak for 10 minutes. I'm not going to refrigerate it. And then once that's done, it'll be time to hit the frying pan. Well, no, not hit the frying pan, but we're going to make the flour mixture. So that's the next thing. And then I'm going to sit this to the side, and that's what I'm going to keep it really basic, because I'm trying to achieve a specific flavor. And you guys know what I'm talking about. So adding smoke or adding, you know, certain other things are not going to work. However, I love jalapenos. I love it. Can't help myself. So, since I don't have the jalapenos in the tartar sauce and the red peppers, I am going to put crushed red pepper in it. And that is going to give me the closest that I want to it, because it's going to add that kick. This is not something that you have to do. We're just sharing a keto recipe. So I'm going to get that and I'll be right back. Okay, so don't work, right? This is so stupid. All right, I'm going to try and press the pause button. That's crazy, y'all. The pause button on this camera will not work. Okay, that's what happened yesterday and a couple of other times when I'm thinking I'm recording and I'm not. All right, so yeah, that's it right there. That's what I'm talking about. That is going to give me exactly what I want. Right there. So I'm just going to let that sit. Well, first, let me just stir in a little bit. Stir it in, stir it in. I don't even have to taste this, because I know it's going to give me what I want. And Tony, sweetheart, I know you're watching. Well, I hope you're watching, but here's the thing. I know we have so much in common. Oh, this tastes just right. I love jalapenos on almost everything and anything. So I know you know what I'm talking about when it's got to be a certain taste, because you got your mind set on a certain flavor, and if you don't get that flavor or as close to that flavor as possible, it's just like the whole thing is just ruined. So I'm gonna let this chill for a little longer. We got a few more minutes for this to soak, and then we'll do everyone, and then I'll do the flour mixture. So hold on, don't go nowhere. Okay, so here is my almond flour. Hold on, let me fix this camera. I think something, okay, yeah, there we go. All right, so this is the almond flour that I'm using. And we have 1 cup of regular almond flour. This is 1 cup equals 1 cup of regular flour. So this is all-purpose almond flour. And this is all the almond flour that I have, but I got tons of coconut flour. Like, that would be the case, wouldn't it? Okay. So, let me see. Let me check this pan. Hold on, let me wipe it out, okay? Hold on. Okay, so, you know, I ain't the only one that lives here. So, I haven't used these pans in a long time, so we're just going to use these out here. These are just food prep containers. I'm not doing the glass thing. I don't like using glass because I'm afraid it'll break. So we're going to do this and just get that in there. And I'm going to put some more salt in here. And I'm going to put some pepper just to flavor up. And so I'm going to add this salt, and then we're going to dip it in or dredge it in. Okay, so I got the small frying pan because, y'all, I do not want to. I'm not using all of that, bringing all that stuff out because I don't need to. I really don't. This is just for me. I'll give Gary some. You know that. I always got to give him some. But I'm just saying, especially for his opinion. But we're going to just put a little bit of this. I chose this unsalted butter as opposed to my organic grass-fed butter because I want to use this butter before it goes bad, because I've had it for a while. And we're just going to use it. And I put a lot in there because we are looking for a certain thing. So the drink here, y'all, is lemon juice, lime juice, and grape and hibiscus vinegar, and a popsicle melted in there. Half of a sugar-free popsicle. Oh my goodness. I like it. I like it. Yeah, so I'm the queen of concoctions. I'll tell you that. Trying to get that perfect thing going, right? Let me make sure I'm recording because we don't want that to happen. All right, so we got this together. And make sure I got my stuff over there. There we go. And now we're going to just pull this one out right here. This one was the first one. So we're going to pull that out. Yes, with my fingers. Because this is what I'm eating. And we're going to put it right in here. Real good. And we're just going to do it this way. And I hope this meets my palate. I really do, because I love thick crust. A pie with no crust is no pie at all, my dear. And so, you know, I don't want to shake it off. I like my crust thick. I used to bake pies for my husband's employees. I mean, his co-workers. And it was crazy. This was back when we lived in an apartment. This was like back in 2001. And they said they never met anybody who made sweet potato pie with crust on the top. See, I made pie for them based on how I like it. And I would put it in Gary's lunch, and they would say, hey, can I have a piece of your pie? Or, you know, something like that. And so that's how I did it. I would have a very flaky, thick crust on top of my sweet potatoes. And my sweet potatoes I always make everything from scratch. And they were like, this is the best sweet potato pie they had ever had. And I used brown sugar. I used cinnamon. I hate nutmeg, so no, I did not use nutmeg. And I used almond extract and vanilla extract in the sweet potatoes. You know what I mean? And that almond and vanilla extract just hit them sweet potatoes just right, y'all. So I decided to make a cookbook because someone said I should make a cookbook for my unique recipes. And I was like, there's nothing unique about it. Somewhere, somebody doing the same thing, you know. And I never did make that cookbook. Well, I did make it, but I never went forward with it. But yeah, okay. So look, there we go. It's ready. I can smell it. Why did I not deep fry it? Because one, I don't have a deep fryer. Two, I could do a DIY deep fryer with a big old pot. But do you know what that means? I gotta buy a whole ton of cooking oil. And avocado and coconut oil with flavor, okay, unrefined, is extremely expensive. And it's not worth it to deep fry it in, because I'm not a person that deep fries stuff on a regular basis. So I'm sorry, I'm too frugal. I mean, it's unnecessary. If I don't have to spend money, I ain't gonna try to. But so I just said we're gonna do it in butter, and we're just gonna pan fry it the old-fashioned way. And we're just going to have patience, and we're going to let it sit. And in the meantime, while we're letting everything sit, what we're going to do is we're going to do some cleanup. Do a little bit of cleanup. I always clean up along the way. I don't like a big mess at the end. So, and as you can see, I really don't have that much to clean up. I really don't. But I could at least take this and put it in here. And I may just use some more flour. So if you are on a keto journey, or if you're on a low carb journey and you want that beer battered bar flavored cod, this is what you do. This is what you can do, I should say. This is what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna let that sit. I don't know how this is gonna friggin' turn out, y'all. I really don't. Like I said, that first attempt with that coconut flour in the air fryer, trying to be healthy. Oh man, it was a flop. You know, it's just, there's just no substitute for certain things. So while this is resting, what is wrong with my freaking carpet? Hold on, y'all. Oh, I know what happened. I kicked it up. My bad. Okay, so while that is resting, we will let this rest. All right. We will let this rest. Oops, sorry. So let that soak for 10 minutes. And then I will be right back. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Just look at it. You looking at it? All right, I'll be back, y'all. Hold on. Okay, y'all, we are back. And I cleaned up the kitchen and wiped down the bottles and got everything together. And hold on one second. And now we're going to just see. I flip this over. Oops, not ready. And I turned the fire down. I'm not liking this almond flour. I don't know. I turned the fire down some. I don't know. I'm afraid that this is just gonna flop. I'm afraid I'm just not gonna like this again, but we shall see. I really would prefer real flour, real gold medal all-purpose flour. But all right, let's take this bad boy out. All right, so there we go. I mean, it looks good, but I'm just skeptical. All right, so we're going to take this frying pan off for a second. All right, while we take and sample, let me get something. All right, here we go. This is a moment of truth. Moment of truth. Am I going to like this? I got this feeling, y'all, that I'm just not going to like it. I just can't help myself. But let me let it cool off, and I'll let you guys see. Look at that texture. I don't know. I don't know. I just got a feeling I'm not going to like it. You know how you kind of can look at something and tell, I ain't going to like it, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. All right, so let's do this. Are you ready? Let me go taste it. It's taken me a long time, isn't it? All right. All right, let's talk about this. The crust tastes good. Of course the crust tastes good. The butter. The olive oil. The fish itself doesn't... All right, how can I best explain this to you? It's not it tastes like it's overcooked or undercooked. It tastes like it's not, it's a little bit tough or thicker than I would normally, than it would be. All right, let me try one more. Hold on. I don't like it. I gotta spit it out. I don't like it. This is my last attempt at this, y'all. I don't like it. It tastes fishy. It tastes fishy. It don't taste... I don't like this. The only thing that is good, y'all, is the crust. I gotta spit it out. It tastes fishy. I hear I done wasted more money again because I can't get it to be the way I want it to taste. So now what do we do? What do we do now? All right, maybe I didn't cook it long enough. Maybe I needed to cook it longer. All right, we're not going to give up yet. All right, I'm going to put this back on the stove. I turned the fire down, and we're going to put this piece in here. I mean, this fish is thick. Oh, man. The flouring is fine. I should have rolled my sleeve up, but it fell down. Oh, man. Oh, man. I had to spit it out, y'all. It tastes fishy. I mean, that's the best way that I can explain it to you, is it tastes fishy. Like somebody... All right, we're going to try this again. We're going to let it cook a little longer. And I turned the heat down, as you can see, to a 4. And we're going to try this again. This right. The almond flour is fine. It is. I'm gonna try this again. Let me try this piece of fish. It's right here on the top. Let's see. You can see. Okay, that tastes good. All right. But look at how unattractive this is. I wouldn't serve this to my dog. Only a dog would want to eat it, right? All right, so this is what this is what we're going to do. We're going to try it again. But this time we're going to let it cook longer. We're going to keep the temperature down. And we're going to let it cook slowly. And I'll give that to the stray cats. So in the meantime, I'm going to wash my hands and freshen up a bit. Put some more butter in here. And I'm going to let this thing cook slowly. And I'm not going to rush it. Because you know what, guys? I think that is what happened here. I think that I didn't let it cook fully. Like I said, it tastes fishy. So I'll be back. So I probably won't do this again. Because the real thing is, y'all, I have an issue with fish. You know, I have an issue with tuna. It has to be in mayonnaise, or it has to be in, you know, in like tuna salad. It's something about fish that bothers me. It's something about that smell of raw fish. It's that smell of tuna. I mean, I can do salmon, I can do tilapia, I can do catfish. And I can do cod, I can do pollock. But it's something about having raw fish I can't deal with. And I don't like having the mess of all of this flour. My hoodie is dirty. I feel dirty. And I had to keep wiping the counters down. And it's something about this. I don't like flour. I will never do this again, no matter how good it comes out. That's just me. You know, I tried it. It's been something I've been wanting to try for months and months and months and months. So I finally did it. And I'm just gonna let it go. You know, I just thought this would be great. We're gonna rent a movie and just chill, and we were gonna just, you know, enjoy our evening. So I'm just letting this cook. And you know what it looks like, y'all? Codfish cakes. All I need is okra. Remember when Fred Sanford was in the in the old folks' home, and they were like, "What's for dinner?" And it was codfish cakes and okra. Well, that's what this reminds me of. This doesn't remind me of any beer battered fish or anything that I would get from a bar and grill or Hilltop. Oh man, Hilltop has real good fish and chips. This just looks like codfish cakes. That's what I'm gonna call this. Codfish cakes. So what I also did, y'all, is I cut the cod into smaller pieces, so that way it will be easier to cook through. But we're just gonna call this what this is, a codfish cake mess. But that's what this is. This is just gonna be codfish cake soaked in butter. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know if it's done or not, but I'm just going to wait a few minutes longer. I'm disappointed because this doesn't look like anything I would serve anybody. It looks a mess. That's what it looks like. But we'll see what comes out of this. So, yeah. So that was what I was just thinking. Like, you know, this would be great night to do that. It's been thundering and raining, and it's that overcast day that brings so much calm and beauty to the skies. It's what I love. I love overcast days. But yeah, something about the clouds and me mix. But yeah, and so he wants to watch Sinners with Michael B. Jordan in it. And I'm like, that's cool. You know, we can watch that. I don't know what it was about, so I had to go and look it up and find out what was Sinners really about. And I'm like, okay, we'll give it a try. And I also rented 2 other movies, The Sound and The Moors. I love long movies that are like an hour and 2 hours long. You know, I like long movies. I say my favorite time period is like hour and 45 minutes is perfect, you know. But if a movie is 2 hours long, you know it's got some good content in it, especially depending on the actors. Sometimes it could be just a slow burn. I don't mind a slow burn as long as that slow burn has me drawn in the whole time. You know, a boring slow burn, now that doesn't work. But yeah, I don't mind a slow burn, you know, not at all. It's just that you got to keep me interested during that burn. All right, y'all. I'm feeling like this should be done. I really am. Because I cut them thin. So I'm going to put it on a paper plate. There you go. I mean, this looks good, right? I mean, it looks good. Kind of hate that sound. This is like scraping your nail on a chalkboard. All right. So I'm going to leave that there for a second. I'm going to get this plate. All right. Here we go. All right. So it looks good. The looks can be deceiving. Yeah, that's a winner. That's a winner, y'all. But, that's a winner. But I still will never make this stuff again. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't like cooking fish. Because you think it's done and it ain't done. And it's smelling like something else. And so, yeah. I'm not doing this again. I got my fix. And I will never, ever, ever fix cod or any fish again. But, you know, you don't know until you absolutely try. Can't say I did not try. You know, this isn't bad for the second time. You know. It's not bad for the second time, but it's too messy. And like I said, this looks like codfish cakes. It does not look like what it's supposed to look like. All right, so let me get the tartar sauce. Let's do that. Hold on. All right, so now we've got the tartar sauce, and we're going to take and dip it in. And we shall see. But all right. Sorry. Here's the verdict. This wasn't worth the time and the effort. It's not appealing to me. All right. It doesn't look like what we fixed the other day where I made the fish, the Gordon's fish for my husband. It doesn't have the body. It doesn't look like that. This looks like codfish cakes. Maybe this long piece will come out and not lose its shape. I don't know. Maybe it lost its shape because I put too much butter. I'm not willing to try this again to perfect it. This is a winner. That's a definite winner, especially with the peppers in it. But this just looks like codfish cake from Sanford and Son. Really, it does. It just looks like codfish cake. Maybe I shouldn't have put so much pepper in it. I don't know. But if it's just, I'm trying to make a keto version. I'm trying to make food to keep from eating fast food, to make better choices. And I have the determination and I have the mindset to do it. But it's just that this is not something I would serve to anybody. It tastes good enough. It's okay. I don't care. I'll tell you what. Hold on. Let's do this. Out of 10, I give it a 5. Why would I give it a 5? Because it's flavorful. It's juicy. It tastes fresh. It tastes homemade. But it is not appealing. It's not something that I would look at and say, ooh, give me a piece. And even though it is flavorful, it's not the flavor I really wanted. You know what I mean? It doesn't taste the way I want it to taste. It's not close to tasting the way I want it to taste. But it's not nasty or anything of that nature. It does taste good. It just doesn't taste the way I want it to taste. I'm going to try one more time before we close out this video. And I'm going to give you my final verdict. My verdict hasn't changed. It's still the same. Bye. I'll see y'all later.